Hey guys, this is Sprite Pizza YGO coming at you with my first ever YouTube video. This is a Dragonmaid deck profile for November 2020. So to start off, I'm playing 3 Chamber Dragonmaid. On summon, this adds a Dragonmaid spell or trap from deck to hand. I'm playing 3 Parlor Dragonmaid. On summon, this sends a Dragonmaid card from deck to the graveyard. I'm playing 1 Kitchen. On summon, this adds a Dragonmaid monster to your hand, and then you discard a Dragonmaid monster to the from your hand to the graveyard. I'm also playing 1 Nurse Dragonmaid. On summon, this reborns a Dragonmaid, lower level Dragonmaid monster. So these are the 8 little Dragonmaids that I'm playing. They all have a secondary effect that at the start of the battle phase, they can tag out for one of the higher level Dragonmaids. So Chamber can tag out for any of the higher level ones, even the fusions. Parlor can tag out for a level 8. Kitchen can tag out for a level 8. And then Nurse can tag out for a level 7. Continuing on, I'm playing 1 Dragonmaid Lorepar. Lorepar, when you discard it, you can target one card your opponent controls monster and negate that monster's effects until the end of the turn. I'm playing 1 Dragonmaid Ernest. Quick effect, you can discard this card, special summon a level 4 lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. I think these 2 big ones are the ones that come up the most. I'm playing 3 Dragonmaid Hospitality. I'm playing 3 Hospitality. You only need 2 if you manage your resources right, but the third comes up because if you hard open this, it allows you to be more flexible with what you search or dump with your Dragonmaid monsters, so you can get the changeover sooner in your combo, and then have a protected combo potentially, or it helps you also play through hand traps to facilitate your combo. Playing 1 Dragonmaid Changeover. This is the fusion spell for the archetype. So you can fusion summon a dragon fusion monster from your extra deck using materials from your hand or field. And then while this card's in your graveyard, you can bounce a Dragonmaid monster from field to hand to add this card to hand. So it does recur itself. I think you only need 1 if you manage your resources right. 1 is fine. And I'm playing 3 Dragonmaid Tidying, the trap card. This is probably the best spell or trap. I think 3 is like mandatory. So it has a field effect that basically bounces a card your opponent controls and a dragon you control. So it's pretty live most of the time. All your monsters are dragons. And then if this card's in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from grave or hand. So that effect is very relevant, especially with the combo we're trying to perform. Basically, we're trying to get to Dragon Ravine and getting this card engraved to facilitate, a Guard Dragon combo to end on Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres and Dragonmaid Show. So those are the 17 Dragonmaid cards I'm playing. I think you can make little cuts here or there. You can get by with 2 Hospitality if you can't get a 3rd copy. You don't necessarily need more kitchens. It's only really useful for, I guess, niche combos where you want to cycle different Dragonmaid monsters to the graveyard for your different extenders. But kitchen itself doesn't necessarily do enough to warrant playing more copies. Continuing on, for the non-Dragonmaid cards, I'm playing 3 Black Metal and the Red MD. This is a better starter card than the kitchen because it can facilitate more on its own. It can basically build itself into a Heretic Seal where kitchen cannot on its own without having additional extenders. I'm playing 3 Noctivision. I think Noctivision is a very good choice here. Basically acting as an extender. So if your starter card gets hand trapped, you can link into Striker, summon this card, and then link into Romulus, and then your Romulus search for Ravine is protected. I think that's very relevant. So I'm playing 3 here, and then also it's good for link climbing. Turn 2 for breaking boards. Generating resources. It protects your face down cards, your imperms, your Dragonmaid Tidings. That's definitely relevant. And then it being a higher level for the fusion spell also comes up. So I think these are the best non-Dragonmaid dragon cards you can play in the deck. Just for facilitating the combo you're trying to perform. I'm playing 3 World Legacy Guard Dragon. This is probably the best extender for the deck. Being able to also move a dragon monster is very relevant for enabling the Guard Dragon plays. Playing 1 Dragon Ravine. Dragon Ravine is another very good extender. Being able to dump a Tidying to dump a Nurse to reborn, potentially 2 Dragonmaids is very powerful. Under Romulus, that sets up, full Guard Dragon combo. And I think this is definitely needed for the deck. Playing 1 Called by the Grave. I mentioned Ash Blossom previously. So if you don't open well or very strong, I would say, well-timed Ash Blossom can be pretty impactful against this deck. So I think the Called by the Grave, being basically an extra disruption or hand trap protection, is definitely needed here. And then I'm also playing 1 for 1 to act as a pseudo starter extender to play through hand traps or to enable the combo. My last 10 spots are all for hand traps, so I'm playing 3 Nibiru. This being like the highest impact against combo, I think this is a pretty good card. Playing 3 Ash Blossom, being the most, generic against all matchups. And I'm playing 3 Imperm, it being the, most versatile of all 3 hand traps. So those are the reasons behind those. I think Ogre, which I'm playing 1 of, is the next best hand trap that I would start to move in. I only had 1 spot left over, and I wanted to keep the list at 40. So I do think the Ogre is a pretty good card. Works well against combo matchups, hitting certain choke points, as well as also working fairly well against control decks. So I think the Ogre definitely deserves its spot. But like I said, I hit 40. I didn't want to go over. So I think the 1 Ogre is fine. Moving on to the extra deck, I'm playing 1 Borreload Furious Dragon. This is basically a quick effect Scrap Dragon. Destroy a card you control, destroy a card your opponent controls. Some of the combos, not any that I will show on this channel, but if you open all cards that facilitate combos, starter and a bunch of extenders, you can end with this on field with the Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres and a Dragonmaid show. So that's a pretty good addition. Some of the 2-card combos will just end on this with the spheres. But overall, this being able to play against cards like mine, as well as disrupt your opponent's ability to try to break your board, definitely comes up. I'm playing 2 Dragonmaid House and 1 Dragonmaid Show. So I'm playing 1 Show. I think this is the better card to summon turn 1. And its tag out effect to summon a house is definitely relevant. But I do want to play 2 because I think you want to hard summon 1 in your match. And this being able to tag out into 1 that's not properly summoned, you can't bring it back off of tagging out or your several extenders. So I think playing 2 is definitely needed because you always want to properly summon 1 of them. And then Show, being a big body that has a quick effect negate, also facilitating advantage on your opponent's turn, is definitely necessary. You can play a second one. I don't think the second one really comes up if you play your resources right. So I'm just playing these 4 fusions. I think that's perfectly fine. The next cards, I'm playing 3 Link 3s. I'm playing a Striker Dragon. This is just kind of a stepping stone at the beginning of a combo to basically link climb up to be able to use your extenders to play through hand traps. Playing both the Guard Dragon LP and the Pisty. Guard Dragon combos are pretty powerful, and it's pretty easy to set up. The Pisty generates you a lot of advantage, and the LP the LP gives you access to the Dragonmaid cards that you need to facilitate your combo. Definitely both are needed for this. It makes the deck more powerful. I'm playing 3 Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, so I think you definitely need 2 of this card. I don't know if you need 3, but so I guess your flex spot is cutting this for something else. But 2 will definitely come up in your matches. It's definitely easy to go into. If you're able to make this card, 4 or 5 summons, it allows you to sort of play through Nibiru, and I just definitely think this card deserves a high count in this deck. It just generates you so much advantage. Being able to tribute this off to bounce a card to summon a card like Nurse, to Reborn, a Chamber, to add, spell a trap to your hand, all in, the swing of the start of one phase or something like that. That's pretty powerful in terms of advantage generation. My next link too is Dragonmaid Romulus, or Dragonmaid Knight Romulus. Romulus, pretty good card. Searches your Ravine. A Ravine allows you to make so many plays, like I said, with Dragonmaid Tidying. Being able to dump this, to dump a Nurse, to summon a Nurse, to summon another Dragonmaid, to facilitate, your Guard Dragon combo. It's very strong. My next 4 links are more so for breaking boards. So I'm playing Twin Triangle. This card's very good. You can pay 500, summon a Noctivision, and then you can basically link the Noctivision off and get the draw effect because the effect resolves in Grave. To either chain block for like a Unicorn or to link climb into these Nightmares, which co-link very well with the Twin Triangle in order to break boards. So I do think the Twin Triangle is a very good card, for your third turn, trying to break through whatever your opponent has set up left to try going for a kill. Nightmare Phoenix is very good, staple card, Nightmare Unicorn. And I'm playing the Access Code Talker. You have a lot of different types. I have Dark, I have Light, I have Wind, I have Fire. So you can get a lot of pops with this card to just swing advantage and go for game. And then the side deck. Side deck is very flexible. You can play whatever you think fits best for your local. But for this deck and for what I'm playing now, I'm playing 3 Gamma Seal, 1 Dinosaur Pankratops, 3 Twin Twister, a Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Triple Tactics Talent, 3 Artifact Lancia, and a Ghost Ogre, the second Ogre. So I think I wanted to have a handful of cards for control, and I mentioned Ogre being fairly good against control decks, but I have 6 cards here for control. I don't really have any main deck back row hate. I don't necessarily like building decks with a lot of back row hate in it, but I think these 6 cards all together are pretty good for handling the control matchups, and then the rest of the cards sort of for combo decks. Lancia can shut off a turn for certain decks. But yeah, so this is my first ever deck profile. If you like it, please like, subscribe. I'm going to be bringing you more Dragonmaid content, hopefully some Atlantean Mermail content. That's a deck I've been a huge fan of for a very long time. And then also Thunder Dragons. That's been a favorite of mine as well. So I'm going to focus on those 3 decks primarily, talking through, I guess, best options, certain combos you can do, and then we'll see where my channel grows. Thank you guys.